Boom. What's up, everyone? So, hold on, let me adjust because I don't get on Facebook Live. But let me go ahead and start off by saying this. If you're a woman, an independent woman who believes in going out into the world to work hard to prove herself to a man, then understand that this video is not for you. If you are a man who believes in sending his woman out into the world to, what is this? Okay, I was like, again, I don't do Facebook, so this is new for me. If you are a man who believes in sending his woman out into the world because without her helping you split the bills, you'll get an eviction notice on your door, then this is not for you. Now, normally I do my live streams on YouTube. I'm trying to look at all of this at the same time. Normally I do my live streams on YouTube, but I had to do a special live stream for Facebook. I'll figure it out later. I had to do a special live stream for Facebook, and I'll tell you why. So I do my live streams on YouTube. I post the clips on my other social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. And for whatever reason, in the land of Facebook, the land of Delulu, there are a lot of people who not only is against what I preach as advice to other women and hot gays who want to have a soft lifestyle, but there are a lot of people who support those people who are against how I view dating. And here's the thing. I don't feel bad about the things that I say. Thank you guys for watching. I cannot see my screen because this ring light is shining in my face, but I see hearts on the screen, so that's very hot. Um for those of you who disagree with me only telling people to only deal with provider men, please understand this. I'm not mad at you. I don't think that, there is a problem with you wanting to deal with broke men or wanting to build with a broke man. I don't have no problem with it because it's not my life and I don't have to deal with it. Oh, God. I don't have to deal with it. But I will tell you this. Don't think that you guys are just going to say what you have to say and believe that I'm just going to let you slide. See, the difference between me as a almost 10-year video creator on YouTube is, yes, I'm a video pusher. I'm not a keyboard thumb typer. So I can say what I have to say on video and give you guys a thorough explanation on why it makes sense. So the most common things I get from you guys on Facebook is that, well, I'll tell you guys why I think Facebook has this issue. I think the reason you guys give me the most pushback as far as me saying I only deal with provider men is the reason. The reason is because your social media is, as far as your Facebook timeline, it consists of friends and family. So when you have been conditioned your whole life to witness struggle love, to witness your dad send your mom out here in this world to break her back like a man, to then come home and cook and clean for a household, when you guys have been raised and conditioned to live with sacrifice, to have to struggle and strife, and then watch your dad be less than a man because he didn't want to work hard to get 2 or 3 jobs to provide for the whole household so your mom could, stay in the house all day and give you that nurturing love that you needed as a child to cultivate you into the person that you are today. When you guys go without that as a child, then I can understand how the idea of a man providing is very taboo. And I want to also say this for people who aren't new to who I am. A lot of you guys know that I don't, um, well, I'll put it like this. I'm a conservative. So I don't understand why a lot of you are confused about why I preach traditional dating as a conservative being in America. I don't get how you guys are confused by that. So let's start with a few things. Well, let's start with this. Let's start with the credentials. Because what are my credentials to tell people to only deal with provider men? Here are my credentials. You guys see what this say? it say, I don't know if it's reversed or flipped. It says, will the information that I have in this envelope, the information that I have in this package, you do not want it on the blogs. Okay? If you keep running your beef suckers, I will put this information on the blogs and ruin your whole entire career. You do not want me to do that. Let's get out of character mode. The information in this envelope, though, is literally every woman's dream who hasn't signed the prenup. This is a will, okay? The ring on my finger isn't a wedding ring. Let's just break this down, and then I will give you guys my advice, because I feel like a lot of you think that I'm pulling my dating advice out the corners of my mind from the ether. This is experience that I'm giving you guys, and I'm so much not a crabs in a bucket. I'm so much not a hater that I'm telling you guys, at least women, there are hot gays who can take this advice, because I'm one of them. But please understand, all women do not need to be working hard. And when I say I only deal with provider men who pay all of my bills, that doesn't mean that I don't have a job. What that means is I'm blessed to be afforded the opportunity to work from home and create my own online businesses. I can sit here on the internet and say I only deal with provider men because I do it. And I'm trying to tell you guys to do it. And I want more friends who are doing it, because I'm not finna have friends who work hard. I'm not finna sit here and have to schedule a vacation 3 months from now just to go to Miami, when we could just go this weekend if I had the right friends. So the more people that level up, the more people that can join me on this journey. Now let's talk about it. This package here contains a will. Now it has some stains in it, and I'm going to tell y'all why. Because this will here is my pride and joy. Every time a broke man tries to deal with me, every time I get in my feelings and think, damn, that's a fine man right there, but he just broke. I know he broke. Wonder how I know he broke? Because he young. There are not young guys out here who have 6-figure incomes, and if they are, it's more possible now because of social media, but it's just not common. So for the most part, 99% of young guys that I see that I find very attractive, I cannot deal with them. Whenever I don't feel like I'm the hottest, because for whatever reason I allowed myself to get into this mindset of feeling like I'm not the hottest, I grab this wheel and I say, guess what? You are the hottest. Because there are people now on my Facebook who want to tell me that I'm going to be lonely. I'm not going to ever find true love in my life. You're right. I don't never need to find true love in my life because I have it in myself. And I don't never need to find true love in my life because this paper right here, this the information in this envelope right here shows me that love has found me in multiple different ways. But let's also understand that I'm still single because I'm not married. There is no cap in my rap. So this is the only time I'm ever going to do this. After this, let's not ever question if I should go out in this world and work hard to split bills with a man my own age when I have $500,000 in my hand. Let's talk about it. So the beginning of this says last testament and will. My gel polish has been chipping, so don't talk about it. But hey, better than dirty nails. Now, when we pull this information out, it is multiple pages. I can't show you guys the exact information because obviously it's personal information on here. But I appoint my name right there. You can't see it? Oh well, it's there. Okay. The only thing that's the hottest thing that's in this will is the fact that I have used my method of only attracting provider men to literally skip me out of having to do a whole marriage. I literally am holding a will. This is my pride and joy. A lot of you have, accolades from Walmart Employee of the Month. Others have, plastic surgery, $100,000 cars, and wheels. Before anyone says this is a print off, there are 2 witnesses with signatures and addresses. And this here I ain't finna fold my baby up crazy, so I'm just gonna do this. Is a notary right there. There is no cap in my rap. The hottest part in this wheel to me that screams that I have found, or rather, I don't have to find true love. The hottest thing about this wheel that tells me that this man loves me is the fact that I'm not gonna read because it's several pages. I'm just gonna point something out. Let's see. Boom. I get the luxury of having the decision to maintain and continue, change, or sell any business which is part of my estate. Now, that means that when this man, this particular provider, who I know loves me because he has went so far to prove it by putting me in his will, I'm his beneficiary. Come on now. That's true love. Not no damn nigga kissing me on my lips for 2 hours just to get $10 out of me, bitch. That's not love. This document right here, this is love. Okay. The hottest thing about this will is the fact that if this man dropped down on his knee and says, "Will you marry me?" I will 100% say yes. And everyone on the internet will understand that I chose a life of smart. I chose a life of being intelligent. Okay? I don't have to work hard. I don't have to clock in and do a 9 to 5 because I don't desire to and I don't have to. And so what I'm telling you guys is there is no point of me to have a relationship with someone my age, or rather, let's take it off me now because now I want to talk about you guys. There is no point of you guys sitting here splitting bills with a man who only needs you because without you, he wouldn't be able to afford his lifestyle. Let's please understand that. Let's get into a couple more things. I have a couple more standard rules that if you want to follow this lifestyle, because we're not going to break down everything in one live stream. I'm just going to say what I have to say because I mainly do this on YouTube, but I really wanted to set Facebook. I don't want to say straight, but if you just don't know, you just don't know. So that's why I'm like, I'm not mad at the people who are against my advice because you just don't know. All you witnessed was struggle love, and you guys are trying to constantly repaint a picture that you have been sown, and you're trying to redo it in the right way. But this is my question to you. If the way that you guys have been shown love has never worked for you, it hasn't worked for your mom, it hasn't worked for your grandma, it hasn't worked for your the lineage that you have, what makes you think trying to adopt that same dating advice from those people, your friends and family, and then trying to repicture it into your own circumstance, what makes you think it's going to work for you? What makes you think that a man loves you simply because I'll tell you why that man love you. I'm going to tell you exactly why that man love you. That man love you because you remind him of his mama. That's why that man love you. That man didn't have his daddy growing up. And if he did have his daddy growing up, he watched his daddy kick his mama out the house every morning between the hours of 9 to 5 to go work a job so she could bring that check back and then do what? Cook and clean while he sit on his ass. Some of you women were delusional, desperate enough to go buy your man a PS5. Now, me personally, I tell my best friends this, I'ma tell y'all this. I would never spend more than $50 on a man. I don't care. A birthday, any of that. Because let's understand that I'm the prize. You are the prize. So we don't have to do tit for tat to show that we love each other. The love that he gets for me is he gets to see me out in public. People get to see me out in public with him. I get to provide for him a escape from all the people that cause him trouble. All of you people, whether it's his family, his friends, a girlfriend, a wife, whatever, because let's understand this. A man is going to do what a man is going to do regardless. So I guess me being a gay man, I understand how men think, and it's easier for me to say, how I feel to these men and not feel like, oh, but what if he looks at me that way? Let's understand, it's 8 billion people in this world. Why are y'all so scared to just set the rules straight? And if they don't get down with it, deuces, goodbye next, get on. You guys are sitting here chasing a man to love you, to give you some love, and understand this. The moment you chase a man, if you chase a man and that man never approached you first or never attempted to court you first, then understand that he's only with you because he understands that you about to be the biggest pick me of his life. And he's about to spend all of your money. If you chase a man, you might as well be prepared to drop down on your knee and propose to him. Because women that chase men are the same women that go back to their friends and family saying, I don't understand why he didn't propose to me yet. I've been the best girlfriend. I have cooked for him. I have cleaned for him. I have split my bills with him. And he still hasn't dropped the where's the ring? This ain't no marriage ring, but where's the ring? You'll never get that ring acting like a pick me. The moment you make the man the prize and never truly settle into the fact that you are the prize, then you might as well give up a provider man. And if you take my advice and try to, I see the comments, I just have to lean up, but I'm in my thought. I'll get to the comments when I get out my thought. If you guys are trying to, prove yourself to a man, like one of the things I said under my Facebook status is that feminine does not chase masculine. God says, for you Christians out there, because I'm a Christian, God says that a man's sole purpose is to provide, here I go looking foolish. Your purpose as a man is to provide and protect your family. That is your sole purpose. Let me tell you women something. Men are not smart enough to provide and make decisions. They are not smart enough to do that. Every successful man has a intelligent feminine woman behind him because it has to be a balance. If your man wants you to sit here and split bills with him, then he might as well get another man. I say this all the time. If your man wants you to split bills with him, then understand that you might well say he gay. Because what man wants a woman that has to go work a 9 to 5 and then deal with her attitude when she comes home because her feet hurt, her damn back hurt, she don't feel like cooking a 5-course meal for you? And please, unless you like to cook, you never cook for your man, because eating goes both ways. Like, how would a man eat if there's not a woman in the house? So that's why you don't cook for a man. But nonetheless, you men expect women to work a 9 to 5, they come back home, feet hurt, back hurt, mouth probably hurt because they gotta talk for a living. They got to deal with attitudes from other people. Then they got to come home, cook you a 5-star meal, and clean the whole house, the bathroom, the kitchen, all of that. And you women, back to my other point about the PS5, just an example. Some of you women were desperate enough to go buy your man a PS5 for Christmas. Why would you buy your man a PS5? You literally paying for him to just stay broke. The time he could be sitting there playing a PS5, he could be out there doing some more work, bringing home some more money. You guys are enabling men to be half-assed, and that's why you're not going to get a ring. That's why you guys don't have a will. It's not about the amount of the life insurance. I'm going to brag. This is a $500,000 I'm holding on to. And the $500,000 doesn't even include. I'm so excited about the businesses. I'm not even gonna lie. I get. It's like you guys think you're hurting my feelings when you tell me I'm never gonna find true love and that I'm gonna be lonely all of my life. Well, here's the thing. I'll never be broke, and I'm too smart to be broke. And there are a lot of people who are too smart to work hard. You guys think, like, didn't they say Elon Musk never started Tesla? He just worked smart and worked the kinks to get the Tesla brand behind him, to have everyone under the illusion that he is the creator of Tesla. It's the same thing. But let's get into some facts that if you want a soft life, you have to do a couple of things, which is first understand that you are the prize. Number 2, Emotional people do not win in this game. You cannot be an emotional person and looking for a provider man. Men do not like people who are in their feelings all the time. I don't like it either, but I don't know. Because I'm gay, I'm supposed to be able to be a little more sensitive, but apparently, that's not the truth. You can't be emotional trying to get a provider man, because here's the thing about provider men. You have to stroke their ego. They have to feel like they're the most important man in the world. Without you, you wouldn't be nothing. Without you, you wouldn't you don't know, you would just be a damsel in distress, or else you might as well be an independent woman. Nobody wants to save the independent woman because, excuse me, she already has it figured out. There's no point of a man trying to save you if you already have it figured out. Another thing, if you want to provide a man, you have to look good every single day. You have to look good every single day. If you're a woman, your hair has to get, I don't want to say your hair has to be dead every single day, but you just can't walk outside with no bonnet on. Like, if the best you can do that day is a ponytail and a banana clip, cool. Anything is better than a bonnet. You don't go outside with no Crocs. And for the men, you gay men, you never go outside with no do-rag on, because you guys got to put yourself in the mindset of the positions you will be in around these provider men. You will not be looking at people who are wearing do-rags if you're gay and wearing slides. You never wear slides in public. Crocs, slides, Adidas slides, any of that. You never wear any of that in public. You never wear no bonnet. If you shop at City Trends, you need to throw all that shit away. Don't buy it no more. Man or woman. If your clothes look like they came from City Trends, Fashion Nova, Sheen, all of that cheap material, anything that you can buy yourself, basically is what you should not be wearing. And that's really a lot of those cheap clothing. The cheapest of clothing that you can go to is probably H&M, American Eagle, ASOS, things like that. But if you wear Sheen, if you wear Fashion Nova, all of that, you will not get a provider man. You'll get a broke man, because when you wear clothes like that, you attract exactly the people that they're advertised for. Cheap, thrifty hoes. You don't want to be that. You want to come off as classy, mature. You don't want to come off as, oh, I spent $12 on my dress and I don't have no budget in my closet to come out in anything better than some Crocs. Something that looked like you could have bought them out of Dollar Tree. There is so much that you guys can learn, but you'll never learn it thinking that marriage is for love and that dating is for love. You think that if these provider men, I have another provider. Let me show you guys this. I should have posted my Cash App, because this is some free game I'm giving y'all. Because if y'all ain't finna send no stars, y'all can at least send a Cash App. But too late. I don't even know how to do the Cash App thing. I don't even know how to do this, because YouTube is my platform. This is my Cash App. Well, one example of my Cash App, at least. I don't know if you guys can see that, but this says total received, and I don't know if you guys can see that, so I really feel like I'm just wasting my time. But total received, the date 2023, all of that. So nonetheless, and I'm also telling you guys this because it's like you guys think that it's impossible. Me being in these positions, I have truly been in these circles and recognized, like, there are so many rich men who want to spend that money on somebody young. Like, I'm 30 years old, right? But to these old men, bitch, I look like a 20-year-old compared to these old men. I look like I'm down fresh out of high school when I'm standing next to these old men. So let's say this. You want a provider man. Let me just sum it up, because I don't want to give you guys too much information at one time and it confuses you. You want a provider man. You cannot be chasing around these young broke boys. Anybody younger than 40, you can't fuck with them. Anybody younger than 40 is not making money. It just is what it is. You tell me somebody that's younger than 40 making money and they either are a successful entrepreneur or they scamming. Them the only two options. As far as only two options with men in dating, there are only two options with men in dating. You're either a provider man who pays all bills or you're a broke man. If you are a broke man, I will spend, and here's my, okay, so here's my nice way of turning down people my age, right? My way of turning down people my age is saying, okay, you're a hot guy. I understand you got all the little clout. I understand all that, but clout don't pay the bills. I'm gonna say, let's keep it on track. You got all the clout. But if you are, in a better financial status in about 30 to 40 years, then maybe we could spin the block. But as far as now, I'm not doing it. I don't understand why women want to wait to build with a man to live the soft life. Even you hot gays, why do y'all want to wait to live the soft life when you can just live it now? I'm not finna wait 30, 40 years to look a fool in the Philippines hanging around a whole bunch of young folks because I'm just now entering my midlife crisis, and that's the finally the time I got in my bag to finally enjoy it. Why would I want to wait? Why would you want to wait that long when you could just do it now? Why would you want to clock in to a 9 to 5 when you can get not one provider man? Because I don't just have one provider man. Now, let me tell you the rules. And we see I think I'm in a special position because I'm gay, right? And because I already have a history of being like an online video pusher. So it's not odd for me to be transparent. So with that transparency comes the fact that people will try to find out the men that provide for me, and they'll try to go back and say, oh, your guy is on the internet saying he's only using you. Here's the thing. It's not using, it's business. And only broke people perceive that as using. Only a broke man will think you using him. Does that make sense to y'all? You want to know the only time you will get a broke man to tell you he love you is when you buy him gifts like a sugar mama. And when you ask him for some money, when you ask that man to pay a bill, now it's all about love. Now all we need is love. As soon as you start bringing money into the equation, then he want to talk about love. Love don't pay the bills. Money do. And provider men understand that if you want me to accompany you through the rest of your life, if you want me to accompany you through the rest of your life, then you got to spend that money, or else me, myself, and I'm not finna get back on the grind. I'm gonna find me another provider man. But nonetheless, I just won't be dealing with you. So what do you want to do? And I've been very blessed to deal with men who, thank God, understand what I'm talking about, or rather, and I didn't even have to explain it. If you guys even need examples of how hot of a life I've lived, just go through my Instagram and you'll see at Ron VUGGOTTA. If you want to cash out me, $VUGGOTTA. Because I don't know how to write it in this comments. Because somebody going to see this, whether it's a week from now, a year from now, and say, wow, Ron, you really woke me up to this broke man that I was dealing with. You guys put in all of this effort to split bills with a man, and then you still get cheated on. You still are wondering if he's cheating on you and who's he's talking to, what is he doing. But you guys want me to date for love, and you guys want me to join you and say, oh yeah, let me build with a man. Let me tell you something. No man wants to be with a woman that has helped him build his bag, because it's embarrassing for him to talk about you to his best friends and how he depends on you to split his bills. It's only a true man who can say he handled his business and now can enjoy his money. Only a real man can say that. I don't understand why people are struggling and then trying to love. At what point do you have time to love when your life is struggle? At what point do you have to love when you live paycheck to paycheck? When do you have time to love? So tell me, when you're building with a man and y'all are talking about, oh, but you gotta build with a man to get true love. My true love is right here. My true love is in my bank account. My true love is the fact that I don't pay none of my bills and I get to travel. I push $100,000 car. I get $1,000 shopping sprees. And you guys want me to leave that and say, yeah, I don't look. Let me tell you guys something. So, if you truly believe that marriage is for life, right, then if a man is spending his money, his top dollar, to show you that he views you as the prize, why would you turn around and let some broke dusty take away everything that you have going for yourself? Your confidence, your good credit, because Lord knows you about to start using that afterpay to put yourself in debt for some Jordans that he want, for a PS5 that he want. Y'all will let a broke man take you through the mud and then get nothing out of it. And then still be begging for a wedding ring. And then you want to tell people like me who are leveled up, you'll call us gold diggers, you'll call us opportunists, lazy, whatever you want to call it. Again, look at the differences. You guys are following paths that you saw your parents, your uncles, your brothers, your aunties, your grandma. You saw people do this same struggle love, this same trauma love, and still getting the same results. And then you turn around and say, oh, men ain't shit. No, the men that you're dealing with ain't shit. Because again, there are a lot of provider men that I know who is ready to spend that money. Before anybody wants to talk it, say, but what you're doing is gold digging and what you're doing is escorting and things like that. There's a difference between gold digging, escorting, and all of that. The difference between trying to be a wife and an escort is you can't bring an escort into high profile rooms. You can't bring an escort, a prostitute, any of that. You can't bring those kinds of people to your mama house. You can't bring those kinds of people to meet your newborn nephew. You can't bring those kinds of people you won't even bring them to Applebee's. Come on. Y'all out here fucking for free. So you're not even getting a trip to Applebee's. But what does somebody who loves themselves and is leveled up understands? They understand that you are the prize. You understand that, and because you have this high value of love within yourself, you are the kind of woman that man wants to procreate with, to raise his children. Because what parent will tell their daughter, I'll tell you guys this, I will look crazy as hell if I answered a phone call from my daughter telling me this. Hello? Hey, Dad. What are you doing? Nothing. I just got off work. I'm finna go get a money order from Publix and I finna go meet my boyfriend at the rent office so I can split this bill with him. And then I gotta cook and clean for him too. You out your goddamn mind if you teach your daughter to do something like that. Why would you not teach her? And I bet you a real man would never want his daughter out here working on 9 to 5, giving half of her paycheck to some man. Y'all want a perfect example of a pick-me relationship? Look at Rashida and Kurt. I'm not the type of person to talk about people or get into specifics of people because I don't do drama. I just do facts. But perfect example, Rashida and Kurt. This man done sat up here, had an outside baby on her. This man done sat up here and turned around and cheated on her back to back to back. and she still keeps taking him back. And it's not because of marriage. It's because she has invested too much of her money into that man, into their lifestyle. They have built that lifestyle together. So basically, everything that she has is an imprint, or rather they both have, Kirk and Rashida, is an imprint of each other. No. And the reason he cheats on her is because he needs to find a submissive woman who will make him feel like a man. Because when you are a Rashida type, you will constantly blow up in your man's face, in your mama's face, in anybody's face that'll listen to you talk about how you helped build this whole empire. That doesn't make a man feel like a man. What makes a man feel like a man is him feeling like he's saving someone. Him feeling like, he's really making a change in somebody's life. And that he worked hard for it. So, fuck it. He earned the right to make, he earned the luxury to get someone 20 to 30 years younger than him. And that'll walk around with him in public and have everyone like, we know exactly what's going on, because ain't no way somebody this fine is dealing with somebody like that. Ain't no way. So, yeah. And like I said, broke men love independent women, women who split bills, do 50-50 and all of that, because yes, you remind him of his mama. That's exactly why they love you so much. And I'll tell you this, it's not even you that he loves. What he loves is the things that you do for him. He don't love you. He don't give a fuck about you breaking up with him. He only thinks about that breakup when he knows that he needs some money, when he knows that he needs a hot meal, when he knows that he needs some anything that you was giving him for free and you had no financial requirements of him. And I'm going to say this again. For those of you who want to build with a man and split bills and do all of that, that's cool. That's fine. But do not knock people like me who have found a smarter way to financial success, financial freedom, and literally skipped college and all of that interning that has to be done just to be 45 and finally making some good money. So, and there's so much room for more people to do this that you don't have to deal with no broke, dusty man. I mean, wasn't Destiny's Child saying, can you pay my bills? Can you pay my telephone bills? Wasn't TLC saying, I don't want no scrub? I don't want no scrub. So how is it that it's crazy that I'm saying this to other women to remember when you're going to date, do not settle. Let me tell you guys this, and hopefully this is the hammer on the head that tells you, okay, maybe I am the prize. A man is not on your level until you watch him physically push a baby out of his ass. The moment you watch a man push a baby out the womb is when he's on your level. The moment a man tells you that he knows what a menstruation is, let me tell you something as a man, because I'm gay, but I very much understand my place. If you follow me or if you know about my political background, then you know I vote conservative. And one thing that these gays did not like, they chewed the hell out of me out. They chewed the hell out of me for saying it. But it's my opinion and I'ma stand on it. I don't get why can't people just have their opinions? You want people to just think like you? Why? I do not believe just because you are a man in a wig that you are a man. When I say that, that does not mean I think you're less than. That does not mean you're less than deserving of a provider man. Because let me tell you this, to you women. Now, here's what the gays might let me redeem myself for just 1 second. If a man can sit up here every single morning, put on a full face of makeup, a full wig, a full outfit from Dillard's, top to bottom, if you dealing with the right transgenders, a full outfit from Dillard's, top to bottom, high heels, If a man can sit up here and do that to imitate a woman every single day, there's no excuse for you not to do it either, unless you just want to attract broke men, because broke men love women who wear bonnets. Broke men love women who go out the house in Crocs and tights. Broke men love that because why? You scream low maintenance. When you go out the house with a bonnet on, when you go out the house and your hair not did, guess what? You scream, I don't need to spend no money on you, because you didn't have an install when I met you. You didn't have a Brazilian wig down your back when I met you. Why are you requiring it now? You didn't have on what? What's a hot shoe? You didn't have on what? Nike Vapor Max when I met you. You had on some $10 Crocs. Or they might not be $10, but they look $10 to provider people at least. You didn't have no Nike Vapor Max on your feet when I met you. Why should I buy you this now? That's why I tell you guys, if you want to provide a man, you have to look good all the time, because when you look good all the time, you naturally propel broke, dusty men. When they see you looking good, they automatically know, I can't afford that. I can't afford to buy no wig. I can't afford to buy no makeup. I can't afford to put you in a nail salon. I can't afford to buy you new clothes. So I'm not finna go for that. That's why I say you have to look good. And that's why I tell you, do not walk out the house with no bonnet on, because you are attracting broke men. These brokies. There is one more thought that I have, and then I'm going to read some of these comments, because it is pushing 3 in the morning and I don't look this hot by not going to sleep. Like I said, I'm 30 and I look good for 30. Don't ever tell me that I look younger than 30. Don't ever tell me that, because this is very off topic, but do not ever tell anyone. It shouldn't be a compliment to tell someone that they look younger than they are. Everyone is going to age. We all are going to get old. Gravity is going to hit. So do not ever do no compliment like that to me. I'm 30. I look 30. I just don't look like I work hard. So yeah. The last thing I wanted to tell you guys before I get to the questions, if there was any questions or just the comments. I really don't remember. And I try, normally the way I work is I write all my thoughts down, but I'm just going to end this. I'm just going to end my thought process with this. There is a lot of people, a lot of men in particular, who want the respect of alpha male. They want the respect of being a king. They want someone to cook and clean for them and only do half-assed the work. Let me tell you this, I'll never bow down to a man. And if I did bow down to a man, it would never be me bowing down to no broke man. I'm not finna kiss no man feet who got me out here working hard. I'm not finna cook for no man. I'm not finna cook. I don't cook for my men anyway. I don't cook for my provider men anyway. So if I'm not cooking, I definitely wouldn't tell y'all to cook. Please, I'm getting all this money, all this cash, okay, all this sprinkle. I'm not finna tell no man to damn. I'm not finna. If you need to eat that bad, we'll go get something to eat at the restaurant. We'll just go get some takeout. You know, and that's literally how I always go. I've never been required to cook. Because I'm not. Who needs to cook when you could just buy the food? And a lot of y'all who are living paycheck to paycheck have said that eating out is cheaper than trying to cook every day. So, you know, yeah. I'm going to try to read some of these comments. I hate I couldn't pin my cash out. But it's fine. I know better for next time. This ring light is in my face. You're so wise at a young age. Thank you. And the reason I'm so wise at a young age is because I understood quick. I understood very fast that if I'm attracting, because I've always attracted provider men. This isn't nothing new for me. My mindset, I had to tweak it and get smart. But I always attracted provider men, and so I learned early, like, why would I fuck with a man my age? Well, let me tell you guys some good advice right now, and then this will help you understand. You do have to get your heart broken by a broke man one time to understand what I'm saying, because a lot of you guys are still under the illusion and the fairy tale of you need to struggle love. But once you get your heart broken, once you get cheated on and all that, you'll realize none of that shit matter. The only thing that matter is that money. That's the only thing that matter. Once you guys understand that, you won't be so stuck on trying to make every person that you meet the love of your life. Because let's be for real, you gotta date a couple times to really understand what you like, and to understand what your interests are. So I had to get my heart broken one good time for me to understand, I'm not dealing with nobody my own age, and I'm not finna fuck around and miss this big bag of provider men fooling with these broke men who want me to not who don't want me to split bills. They want you to just basically take care of them. That's why I be telling y'all, if you splitting bills with your man, he gay. Cause he doing exactly what I'm doing, getting somebody to provide for him. And again, let me remind you in case you missed it. No. Let me remind you in case you missed it. Men who are provider men understand that, well, rather, they chose you because they love your confidence, and they understand that you will never be so stupid as to let yourself get fucked out by a brokey. And excuse my language. I don't know how the cussing is on Facebook. So I know that you can cuss on YouTube, so I ain't gonna cuss too much. Wait a minute now. I am a H&M person. I like H&M too. H&M is great for basic shirts. Basic shirts. These pair of jeans are from H&M. You know, I would lift my socks up, but it ain't even that deep. Y'all, like I said, if you really want proof of my lifestyle, just go to my Instagram and look at my Instagram. I've been hot for years, and I'm just giving you guys free game. And what triggered me to really do this is, I'm sure you all heard of the story about the woman who basically was played with for a whole year. Who the fuck did I marry? The woman who married that psycho man. I was triggered to do this live, not only just to set people straight who feel like, oh, I'm delusional for only aiming for provider men. I'll tell you this. Until y'all can bring me... Oh, wrong side. I was reading it on my side. Until y'all can bring me a will that states in the will that you have all access and control to all businesses, and it is up to me to decide if I want to sell those businesses or continue to run them. When you guys receive thousands on top of that, let me just make it even shorter for you guys. When you can make when you can make what a teacher makes in a year just through that build love, I ain't even gotta explain myself, because even trying to make myself understand the mindset of a broke man, I can't even like fathom it. I'm trying to read comments. I am just discovering him. Okay, thank you, Alicia. Thank you for watching. Normally I don't struggle this hard to read the comments, but I gotta struggle a little bit because the way I do it on my YouTube channel is I keep this to read my comments, and then I stream because I have a microphone and I'm a little far back. So I'm not like other streamers who stream with the phone right in front of their face like this, and you can see all up in their mouth, all that gum disease they got in their mouth. I'm not one of them live streamers, so I look like I'm struggling. Let's see. Right. Okay, so boom. I didn't see no questions that. Hopefully, I didn't see no questions. But nonetheless, yeah. So this is just my tidbit of free game for you guys. I'm going to keep giving my free game because, again, the information in this envelope is all the proof that I need. Besides, like, if you guys want photo proof, just go to my Instagram. Please. I would have missed out on being a beneficiary. I would have missed out on receiving thousands on top of thousands of dollars. I would have missed out on driving one of the most expensive cars. I would have missed out on endless vacations, endless trips. Like, a vacation for you and your family is a trip to Applebee's. A vacation for me is a trip to Destin, Florida, because that's just, after all of the trips I've taken, Destin, Florida has my heart as a getaway. Like, every time I go to Destin, Florida, I just feel so at ease. Like, yes, I am away. But nonetheless, and think about it. When you only deal with provider men, you're not only doing this for yourself, you're doing this for your kids. You're doing this for your future. Because why would you lay down with a man who could potentially get you pregnant and then boom, now you done got pregnant by a broke man? And I'm finna even hit you where it hurts for you mothers out here. Now you got kids who's crying in their room, secretly resenting you because they're wondering how was they mama so dumb to let a broke man nut in them. And then now they got kids and now they got to sit here and struggle with you. And then the best excuse you can tell them is this is just how life is. Meanwhile, they got to watch other women who have made the best decisions for their kids by only dealing with provider men. Only dealing with, at least get a man who got a job now, a high paying job, who could take care of 2 kids now. Come on now. Don't have all these kids and then boom, your kids have to struggle based on your decisions. When you only choose to deal with provider men, you are creating a life, a legacy, not only for yourself, but for your kids and their kids. I'm not finna have kids and then I'm not finna have kids just out of the heat of passion. I'm gonna have kids because I financially planned for it. That's the difference. So, I don't even know why I was finna pull this out. I do know why I was finna pull this out, but I already pulled this out in the beginning of the live stream. If you didn't catch it in the beginning of the live stream, what this is, then just go back. But the most important thing out of this, besides my name being on here, is the fact that I do want you guys to see that this here is an affidavit with a notarized stamp on it. So there's no cap in my rap. I'm not lying to y'all. I'm not trying to have y'all out here looking goofy, looking dusty. People are gonna call you a gold digger. They call me a gold digger for some reason, and it's only on Facebook. And like I said, I feel like the people who bash me on Facebook for my dating preferences, they're only doing it because all they've ever witnessed was struggle love from their parents, from their aunties, from their grandma. They only ever witnessed struggle love. I mean, I'll tell you this. If I got cheated on by my provider man, I swear on my life I would not give a fuck. But if you got cheated on by your man, you would rip the whole house loose. Wanna know why? Because y'all spending that money to keep a man. And that's you. Feminine energy never chases masculine energy. That's why y'all so twisted in y'all mind and can't think straight. I don't care about no cheating because at the end of the day, my men are doing exactly what they need to be doing. Paying all my bills, giving me shopping sprees, and letting me create a life that I want to live at my own pace. Because I don't have to work a 9 to 5. Because all of my bills are paid for every month. Because I get shopping sprees. Because I get an allowance that does not include my shopping sprees or my daily, things that I love. Like I love a Starbucks. I go to Starbucks every day to get a large matcha latte, 2 pumps of liquid brown sugar, oat milk. I get that every day. I tip $1 and the total comes out to 876. What else? All of that I don't pay for. So, I get to save my money. I get to work on my online businesses and create my financial freedom all at the same time. Why would I be stuck on being lonely and not finding true love when I have men who are proving to me that they love me? And I don't have to love them back. I don't love them back. I love them back. But here's the thing about provider love. You will lose looking for true love you will lose true love by dealing with provider men. What I mean by that is you do not have the fantasy of, oh, you're going to meet this fine, sexy man at the club and y'all going to build this lifestyle together. You lose all of that because 9 times out of 10, these men are 40 and up, 45 and up. They don't look like how they looked in their prime. And, honestly, shit, they might be ugly. Most of the time, they are gonna be ugly. Cause if you want a man that's gonna spend that money, get you an old man that's in a midlife crisis, in his 50s and up, in a midlife crisis, and he needs somebody young to feel like he still has his edge on life. Those are the men who spend the most money. Those are the men who will put you in their will. Those are the men who will put a ring on your finger. You have to be married for him for about 20, 30 years, and then boom, he passes away. You're the beneficiary. You get the businesses. You get the real estate. You get marriage is a business. Like, you guys are trying to go to school and you guys are trying to build a man to do everything that you can do now. You can set your financial freedom right now. I'm holding financial freedom in my hands. So I don't want to hear any of that about, oh, how I need to split bills with a man. And wow, somebody cashed out me, but I can't read the name. I just saw it pop up on my screen. Wow. Well, thank you for that, whoever you are. But nonetheless, yeah. You guys can get a provider soft lifestyle. And if a man wants you to go out there and work hard, then tell him to go get another man. Okay? If you get emotional about your man cheating, then please understand that you're only getting emotional because you spent that money on him and you didn't let him spend his money on you to prove that he's only down for you. And that whoever else that he is hooking up with, understand that they're just doing the easy part for you. I don't like to have sex. I'm not going to lie. I don't like to have sex. Here's another thing, right hand of Jesus Christ. I've gotten all the things that I've gotten within the past 2 years without having any sex. Right hand of Jesus Christ. I've gotten everything that I've gotten without having any sex. I might tell you guys the story about how I got this wheel, but because it was very methodical. It was very deliberate on how I got myself into this wheel. And it all happened through stroking a man's ego. So, I may tell the story. I just ain't gonna tell it right now. And yeah, like I said, before anyone can go to try to find who I'm dealing with, guess what? They already know my game. If anything, my main provider encourages me to do this because he sees it as another possible stream of income, and I can continue to save my bank account and make the money I want to make. The goal for me in the next 2 to 3 years is to be able to buy a house, or at least have the down payment to buy a $300,000 to $400,000 home. And with the men that I deal with, they'll buy it for me. I swear on my life. But yeah, you guys can live this lifestyle. You can get your bills paid for, but you'll never get it hating on me, because you can't hate on the people that are trying to teach you the game. How are you can't hate on me, and you can't talk about me for just trying to give you free game. Whether you guys agree with it or not, guess what? I can do what I do because once I get off this live stream, I click right back into my life of being provided for. I don't deal with broke men. You really have to deal with one broke man. You have to let one broke man take you through the mud before you wake up and say, okay, I'm not ever finna deal with a broke man ever again. And here's the truth about my ex, right? I really love my ex, but and I never viewed him as a broke man because it was just young love. Like, I think we was together from what, high school and a little bit after some college. So, it was just young love. But, once you get that through your system and then you have that heartbreak, then boom, you understand that, yeah. Keep your mind on the prize. If you over 25 years old, you got to date with purpose. You do not have time to just be dating for fun, fucking for free, laying on your back just to do what? Get a feeling? And then you still got to get up and cook and clean and go to work? No, no, no. I promise you, right hand to Jesus Christ, my hand on the cross. I did not sleep with my main provider man to get into this will. That is how I knew that he wasn't just trying to get with me to sleep with me. I knew for a fact, wow, this man really loved me. Like, wow, like wow, you really love me. And if you're gay, let me tell you this. Well, here's what I have to say about finding a provider man. If you're gay, it's gonna be harder for you to find a provider man. It really depends on your location, but it's gonna be harder for you to find a provider man. But when you do find a provider man, I said harder, not impossible. And I'll tell you why. Just let me fully explain. It'll be harder for you to find a provider man, but once you do find a provider man, you can make more money than a woman who has a provider man. I'll tell you why. Just let me finish. It is easier for women to find a provider man because of the ratio of hetero to homo. I think gays only make up one. I think gays only make up 1% of the population. That's why I say it's harder for gay people to find a provider man. But when you do, it's easier for you to get more money out of them because most older men don't have kids. Most older men have. What the hell is this behind me? What advertisement is this? No free promo. No free advertising off of me. No. Oh, a vitamin? No, y'all go buy some vitamins, y'all. If it's gonna help you look better, go get you some vitamins. Most older gay men don't have kids and they don't have a true family structure that they could have depended on growing up. Like, somebody in their family more than likely traumatized them, whether it was their mama, their daddy, their uncle, whoever. And 9 times out of 10 is because of their sexuality. Being that us millennials have grown up in a time where things have become more and more open and free and socially acceptable, I don't ever see why people care that much. But nonetheless, things have become more socially acceptable. People have made advances to make certain lifestyles more acceptable. Again, I don't know why those people who are in the lifestyles care so much, but nonetheless, thank you for doing the work because it has allowed these old men to come find people like me to say, you are living the life that I wish I had when I was in my 20s. You look good, you're hot, and I want to spend this money on you. You can have the same exact situation. The only reason it's easier for women to find a provider man is, like I said, the ratio. But it's not impossible for a gay man to find a provider man. I literally am proof of it. And that's why I keep telling you, from a gay man's perspective, if you are splitting bills with your man and you are a woman, you might as well be a man. If y'all have sex with the lights off, that man might think that you a man. He might be imagining that you a man. If y'all have sex with the lights off and you split bills with him, he might think that you are a man. Because ain't no way a masculine man wants to see his woman work hard, get wrinkles and bags under their eyes, tired feet, broken back, gotta go see a chiropractor, hands looking old and used and dusty from all of those jobs that you gotta work, Um, don't no man want that. No, don't no real masculine man want that. So, take this advice and do as you please. Just understand that this is the life I'ma live, and if you don't agree with it, I 9 times out of 10 bet you that you're gonna double back and say, "Wow, Ron, you was right. I should have stepped up as a man if I wanted some respect out of my girl, or if you're a woman, I should have stopped working. I should have quit my job and told my boyfriend to figure it out. And if he doesn't want to figure it out, then boom, that's how you know if he loves you or not." Because let me tell you guys a perfect example, and then I'm off this live stream. I am gone. A man, or let's say this, if you have kids, someone who has kids wouldn't let their kids sit in a house with no electricity, no hot water, no food in the refrigerator, no mama, no daddy, at least no good mama or daddy, would let their kids sit in the house with no electricity, no hot water, no food, no filtered water, because ain't nobody drinking nothing out the sink. If you making Kool-Aid with water out the sink, please level up and find you a better man if he got you drinking Kool-Aid out the sink. No parent who has kids in their right mind will sit there and watch their child struggle in the dark with no hot water, no food to eat, no electricity. What are you gonna do as a parent? Just like any parent would do for Christmas, anything. You gonna get your ass up and make a way. It's the same thing with these men. If they love you so much and they want you to respect them, and they want you to call them the head of the household, they want you to treat them like a king, call them daddy and all of that, well, quit that job and tell him to figure it out. And if he's a real man, he's going to step up to the plate and go figure it out. If he does not step up to the plate and figure it out, he never wanted you. He just wanted you because you were splitting them bills with him, baby. You were splitting them bills. So with that being said, to the people who have, shit to talk, or rather, to the people who don't agree with the advice that I'm trying to give all women, and to you hot gays, understand that there'll be a time and place where you'll come back and say, "Wow, you made a lot of sense." That's why I don't hate you guys. That's why I'm understanding that it's not the fact that you guys disagree with me. It's the fact that a struggle love is the only thing you've ever been exposed to. A lot of these men have only been exposed to they mama working hard. A lot of men have only been exposed to not having a daddy in the house. So all they know is they mama going to them basketball games with them, going to them football games with them, going to go make ends meet, to go clock in to work a 9 to 5 and then pay them bills to keep the lights on, keep food in the fridge, giving them their first car to drive. A lot of people only know that from their mama. That's why they love you. So unless you want to be somebody's sugar mama, please level up and leave that broke man alone. With that being said, I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next live. Hopefully, I do better on my next live stream with Faith. I don't know how to end this. This is so different from YouTube. Wow. Okay, that's hot.